Alright, so I'm going to do my best to explain the four main glitch building techniques I know of, and one of these, well, technically two of these, I would credit to Beeblebum for sure. I've mentioned him in other videos. If you guys have not seen any of his YouTube videos for No Man's Sky, I highly recommend checking him out. Definitely the best, in my opinion, glitch build tutorials there is. But two of them were not from him. One I discovered myself, one from another individual that I just didn't feel like he explained it well because there was no commentary in his video. But anyway, getting started here. I'm going to start with the first one, which is something I've featured in one of my other videos here. And this one's not, super useful, but if you for some reason want to build outside of the build length here, as you can see, I've got a hab module that is green here, meaning I can place it, and then if I go forward, there's a snap zone where it's red because it's just outside of the build zone. So this one I'm going to kind of make quick just because I've already done this in a different video, but I want to specifically hit it in this video. And basically all we're doing is I would call it a form of an adjacency glitch, because we're moving from this spot to the spot just adjacent to it. And basically what you want to do is find a snap point that is green, that is as close and easy a line to the red snap point that you're trying to get it to connect to as possible. And from there, once you've got the green and red that you want lined up, all you're doing is moving into that red zone and hitting place at basically the same time. And if you do it right, so again, we're going from the green into the red in as easy and quick a line as possible, hitting place at about the exact same time you move. And I missed it there. Let me try it one more time. It is a little tricky on the timing, but if you get it right, you'll be able to place outside of the build zone just a little bit. So if you're trying to make like an extra long Corvette for some reason, this one might be being a little trickier since it's so close to these ships here. Come on. There we go. Okay. So what you're doing there, I should note, is a slight bit of preference to the movement over the placement. So you want it to move just a little bit before you hit place, but really at about the same time. So it's the tiniest little bit of preference to place it, or sorry, move it. Literally it's almost exactly at the same time. But again, just play around with that. And if you keep messing with the timing of it, you should be able to get it. And this would work again for any red to green zone. So I believe you can even actually, as long as there's a snap spot to connect to, you can even go a couple spaces out. It just gets trickier because you need to find, again, a straight line between the two snap points. But yeah, so doing this, you could theoretically extend it just about as long as you want. So that is the first glitch build technique that, again, is only useful for building outside of the build zone here. This one is, these two parts here are what Beeblebum put out in one of his more recent videos. I've used it in a couple of my builds since then. We'll start with this one. So this, and he's going to explain it much better. So again, if you want for him, just go to the video he did for this one. But I'm trying to put them all four into one here. So what we're doing is, apparently you can use just about any one of these parts here that I would assume connect in a small zone, but to keep it simple, I'm going to go with just the ducting outlet. And the idea here is this ducting outlet becomes a central movement point for your hab module that allows you to move in little half-step increments up and down, and then even, kind of side to side to a degree. But the key, I think, benefit of this technique is getting a half step up or down. So like you can see right here, it is, let me do this so we can show a reference point. Put one right next to it. All right, now we can move this one to where that ducting is on the face of the part, and now it is basically a little half step movement up from this one. So you can get creative with that technique and, use it to, piece, like in Beeblebum's video, a thruster in between two parts and make it look like a brand new thruster. You just got to get creative with these techniques. So that's that one. pretty simple. And then similar concept, and again he highlights in this video, say you've done that but you want to line it up with your other parts, or you just want to move a piece a half step forward or backwards for some reason. Instead of going up or down, what we're going to do is take the rock hopper propeller module, and you'll notice one side of the hab module here can only snap into 2 locations. Let me get rid of this real quick. So one side can only snap into 2 locations, but on the opposite side, we can snap into, we'll use this one here, we can snap into 4 spaces, maybe more than that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different snap points. Now in the reverse, if you place the rock hopper module, depending on where you're trying to move it, I would say just place it in the middle to get the most alternate snap points on either side. But you can move your hab module now a half step at a time, forwards or backwards. So you can use that to realign parts once you've used the air ducting to raise it half a step, or again, just get creative and mess around with those. So those 3 I would say are the easiest glitch build techniques, minus the placement on that, the technique to get outside of the build zone there. And then this one here is the trickier one that I, again, have seen in someone's video, but they really didn't do anything to give commentary or explain what was going on, so I did just watch the video a few times and kind of dissect things. This part is not necessary, so I've got one center square hab module here, and then again I just surrounded it by other single hab modules to create kind of a platform. I don't think you have to do that, haven't really tested it, but that's for reference what I'm going to do. And then what we're going to do is place the cargo link on the very, very center. And this is where this one's kind of weird, because again, I didn't get any of this from his video. I just had to piece things together off his silent video. No offense to the guy who I saw the video of, because it was still helpful, but commentary would have been a little extra helpful. So I'm just going to get this finished up to where I can at least finish the Corvette build here, because I need to be able to finish it to go back and forth between the 2 build menus here. So that's the first thing. Once you've got this, center cargo link here, you want to finish the Corvette. I don't know if maybe on PC there's a way to avoid having to finish it, but if you're on console, you're going to have to actually finish the Corvette, at least to the point where you can finalize it. So we just need a reactor here. I'm just going to throw a random one. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Now we're going to have to finalize that. There we go. And now is where the glitch part comes in. So, and it is important, you'll notice as you're doing it, the alignment of these parts, but it is important to try to be consistent on where you snap your windows. But to that cargo link, you're going to grab a paneled window here, and obviously it's not going to let me just snap it into place anywhere right now other than a hab module. But if you press down or the relevant button to switch between free placement and snap placement on whatever console you're on, go to free placement, and then what you're going to do is find the spot you want to snap that window to and just press place. That's simple. In free placement, you can place it freely on the cargo link here. Now, as you go creating your little circle, again, you're going to notice the alignment of the parts might be a little off, so you can delete it, retry it, and keep doing that until you've got everything lined up as neat as you want it. Now that you've placed your window panel there, go back to this build menu. So you can pull out a hab module. I'm just going to copy the ones I have here, and you place that hab module onto the window. Make sure it's actually snapped to the window too, and not the hab modules under it. And you will notice, and again, if you want to get really particular and mess with this, I'm sure you can get it to work, but sometimes the hab module snaps sideways, which you could probably use to make some pretty funny ships too if you wanted to have one that was facing sideways for some reason. But anyway, snap it to the panel, and then what I would do is add one more behind it and get rid of that one so we have an open center space to work from. And then basically all you're going to do is rinse and repeat that process, working in a circle all the way around the cargo link here. I don't think I'm going to finish the whole thing just because showing the basics is good enough. You get the picture, but I'm going to place a few parts so you can kind of get an idea of how you would do this. So again, try to keep it as centered as possible. Mine might not be because I'm just trying to fly through this. But place your panel from free placement and back out of that build menu, go back over to the main Corvette build menu here. So this one is more time intensive than anything, especially if you're trying to get really perfect alignment between the parts. But same concept, place a hab module on your window and then just go ahead and delete from there. And you're going to save it again and just keep doing this. And personally, again, you can do it in whatever order you want. I would set up parallel hab modules and then perpendicular and then just kind of work diagonally from there. But again, let me just fly through some of this. I might even just fast forward this on the video since the concept is across. I'll highlight it one more time here. Let me add another hab module. But again, this one is simple to do in just its basic concept, but can be tricky to get all the parts to line up the way you want. That takes a lot of trial and error. There we go. Okay, so one more time. I don't finalize. Okay, yeah, and you'll notice these aren't connected, so just connect one on the bottom side of that to avoid that little error. Okay, apply the edits. And again, very simple concept. Just set up your platform to work from with a cargo link on the center. And then once you've got it set up and finalized to where you can hop on top of it outside of the main Corvette build menu, go into your build menu from there. Grab your panel window, go to free placement, line it up where you want it, and then literally all you're doing is just hitting place and it will place it right there. And then from there we just back out. Go back over to the build menu. Just a lot of monotonous, tedious rinse and repeat here. Place your hab modules, connect one on the bottom so it doesn't give you the error. You only have to do that with the way I've set it up, by the way, as long as you don't have that error, obviously. You just want to be able to finalize your Corvette build in between each of these hab modules you're placing. And that's it. I'm going to do just one diagonal piece here, and then I think you'll get the picture. Once you've got those set up, find, again, the middle diagonal. That's what I would do, just so it's easier to keep things ordered and make sure you're lining things up a little better. Find the spot you want to snap to. Go to free placement. Place your panel. Back out. And just rinse and repeat over and over. After I've added this one, I'll pull out the ship I used a few of these glitch techniques on, but as you can see here, we're starting to get a bit of a circular shape here, and as you go, you just keep filling in the empty spaces, and then you'll have a circle. And I suppose you could go more off-centered too on this cargo link if you wanted to get a further expanded circle going further out. But that's the basic. You just do it one length out, and like I said, you can play around with these glitch techniques, combine them, use them in different ways. It just really opens up options when you're building Corvettes, so you're not limited to just the placement structures they've given. And then you can make one like this one. And some of these placements could be a little tighter on this. It's kind of hard to notice, but that's what I mean by you have to play around with it. I'm happy with the way this turned out, but let me go to photo mode here. You can see that gap there versus the way the gaps are in the rest, but I've got that kind of mimicked over on the other side, so it works. I'm not really that worried about it, but if you really play around with it, you can get them to be almost perfect. But yeah, hopefully that wasn't too quick and explained those glitch techniques well. You can obviously rewind it if you need to go back over those techniques there, but those are the 4 I know of so far. If you know any more, I would definitely love to know.